What's up guys, it's Matt Mrozek, aka MVM397. Sorry about the fan, it's about 100 degrees in here. It's very hot. So this is I guess my second video for the Kyshatria, Utopia Cast Kyshatria work in progress. Follow me on Facebook, you saw a few photos of the parts yesterday. After I got everything primed with the Krylon primer, I went through and I did a base coat of a light gray on all the armor pieces, and I sprayed the internals with a medium dark gray, and those just need to get all the hand painting and masking. Tonight I'm spraying my, I think what's going to be the medium tone green. It's going to be a three-tone green based on the client's request. So I'm going to spray this color on everything and see what it looks like. And if it's dark enough, it'll be my dark green. If it's not the light green, I know that. I'm going to go pretty light with the light green. This may be the mid-tone, so I'm not sure exactly until I get it all sprayed. But I'll show you what I've got so far. I've been spraying a little bit today. So far, I just got a few pieces painted. And this is using Plamo colors. They call it camo green. And it's looking a little bright right here, but it's actually not quite that bright. See the focus. Focus. Anyway, so that's what it kind of looks like. And this paint's really thin, so this is about 3 coats right there, and it probably needs like one more good coat. So what I'm doing is I'm putting about 3 coats on. I'm going to let it all dry, and then I'm going to put on probably one more wet coat on everything. I just hope I have enough paint, so I only have one bottle of this stuff, the Plamo Camo Green, so I'm hoping this is enough to get one base coat on everything. So to show you the medium gray, or the light gray that I sprayed last night, this gives you an idea of the tone. I started to spray the green right on top of the Krylon, but it was too dark and the green was going really, really dark green, and that's not what the client wanted. So this is kind of the base coat right here. And too bad the fitting on this kit isn't better, because the casting's actually really, really nice. I didn't show it off until the primer and this paint layer, but you can see that all the details are really, really sharp. They look pretty good, so I'm pretty impressed. So that's the mid-tone, the light gray that I did for a base. I also sprayed white on all those little arm emblems and everything. See, this will adjust focus. So I sprayed white in preparation for a reverse wash. So this is Mr. Color GX White. I'll put a clear coat on this, and then tomorrow I'll spray a flat and black enamel on everything, and then that'll get reverse washed, just showing the white, and I'll show that process on camera. But sprayed those look really good. And for the internals, let me show you that to you real quick on one of the binders. This is Mr. Color Neutral Gray, and when I first put it on, it was looking really, really light, almost white. But it dried down quite a bit, so I'm actually I'm happy with this color, I think. And let's see if it'll focus. Come on. There it goes. So again, the casting's really nice. All the detail shows up really, really well. And these get a lot of hand painting. All those little pipes and little details will get hand painted with some metallics. I'll do some masking in this area to paint those recessed areas a little different color. And those vents will paint a different color. So this kit's got a lot of masking and hand painting going on. So just show you that. I base coated a few pieces with gloss black in preparation for some metallics. So got these painted gloss black, and it's not super glossy, but it's okay. So go focus. This is the part that goes into the hip joint, and if it would focus, you'd be able to see it. But I think I need a new camera. This camera kind of due for replacement, so that'll get sprayed some sort of metallic. I don't know what yet. Over here, I have all their small bits and pieces that have yet. I'm gonna wait till the end, because these are all little detail pieces, and these get all painted different colors and stuff. But I wanted to get the main kit kind of painted and put together, and then just kind of add these towards the end. And then I was just going to show you some airbrushing a little bit. Again, sorry about the fans and everything, but it's very hot in here. So again, I'm spraying the Plamo Camo Green and I'm hoping it's going to be the right shade for my mid-tone. Then that way I'll have less masking to do. So I got my my spray booth on. You can see it's really messy. When I paint, my work area is a wreck. I mean, this is what it looks like. It's messy. I got all sorts of paints out, paper towels. So this is how I paint. I get all, like, I know I want green. I get all my greens out and I look at them and I compare them to each other. Try to decide, okay, which is going to be my mid-tone, highlight, and my shadow color. And so I just kind of decided that the camo green was kind of a nice mid-tone based on what I had. And that prevents me from having to mix custom colors. I try to avoid that at all costs, simply because if I run out, I don't have to try to duplicate it again. So, now this Plamo color is pretty light, pretty thin paint, and I've got it reduced 1:1 right now, which is actually too thin. So, I've already sprayed the inside of this piece a little bit, you can see there, but that's probably going over it 5 or 6 times. So I'll just go over the outside of it now for you. So what I do is I just mist it on like this, real light. I'm not trying to cover anything. Sorry about that. I'm having to use my large air compressor that I have for tools because I need a new adapter for my small one, so I have to use the big guy, and it kicks on and it's loud. So this is the first initial coat, and you can see it barely shows up. So, but the Plamo color's going like glass. I mean, just to give you an idea, this is the part I just sprayed a little while ago, and look how shiny it is. It's super slick. Hoping that shows up in camera. Yeah, my lighting over here in the paint booth is really not set up for filming video, but this gives you an idea. It's just, man, it's really nice. So I got the initial base, the initial mist coat down now. So now I'll go in and I'll put it on a little wetter, and I'll move my airbrush even slower, so it kind of starts to build up. And also what this does is it helps slick the paint out. I like to get it as smooth as possible. I always get asked, how do you get your paint so smooth? Well, when I start to spray my, the coats that I want to cover with, I spray it to almost to the point where it's going to run. And then it just kind of evens out. But I got to let that sit for a little bit now, because if I do it again, it will run. So I let it sit for a few seconds. I even blow some air on it. And it's being lacquer. It won't take too long for it to tack up. And tack up means that, not that it's dry, but that it's tacky. So if I touch it, it feels a little sticky. I'm not leaving a fingerprint, but the paint's not coming off either. So that means it's tacky. So then I go back and I do another layer. And I just kind of go nice and slow. Hopefully, here, I'm going to come this way. So you can see that. Try to move my camera a little bit. It's hard to airbrush and video at the same time, let me tell you. It's hard to see. So if I come in, and I got my airbrush opened up pretty wide. But I'm backed off quite a ways. I'm not super close. And we're going to let that sit for a little while. So we do this about 5 or 6 times. And then when it looks like it's a nice even color and it's covered pretty well, I'll stop and I'll put it aside. And then I'll have to do this. I'll do it all again later once it's had a chance to dry for maybe about an hour or so. But if you use the Plamo colors, the trick is put it on thin, because it's a very thin paint. It will not cover in like 2 coats like Mr. Color will. It takes, for this to cover, it takes about 6 coats before it looks like it's actually covered. And you can see that I'm just going here and I'm just going real nice and just kind of laying it on to the point. And I'm looking again, when I spray gloss, I look for a highlight. I'm not even looking at the paint coverage. I'm using this light up here to create highlights, or to create I guess a highlight, like a reflection in the paint. And when I see that it's really nice and shiny, I stop. That's how I'm able to put it on so slick without it running. So that's it for that piece. I'm going to put that aside and we're going to let that dry. And I'll do another smaller piece because, like I said, if I did like one of the binders, we'd be here for 15 minutes just laying on paint. So I'm going to do one of the side armors for one of the side pieces for the leg. So like this piece right here, this goes on the leg. I'm going to spray this color on it. Eventually all this will get masked off and sprayed white. These panels will get masked off and sprayed different colors. So there's a lot of masking on this. To do it the way he wants, there's a lot of masking. So again, I'm just going to put on a roll light coat. This is not to cover or anything. This is just to give the next few coats something to stick to. And I make sure I get inside there. Actually, the inside is going to be painted yellow later, so I'm not too worried about it. So that's about it for now. We'll let that sit for 15-20 seconds or so. Spray some air on it. Again, we're going to let it tack up. Tack up meaning not dry completely, but sticky. Blow some air on it, give it a chance to dry. And what you'll notice is if you let each layer tack up before you put the next layer on, the paint will cover better. Otherwise what happens, it tends to pool around the center of a panel, and you notice that your edges will be really kind of transparent. The paint will kind of tend to wick away from the edges. So if you put it on too wet and you keep putting it on, it's going to pool and eventually run. So now that that's had a chance to kind of get sticky, we're going to go ahead and lay on a nice wet coat. And it's hard to see this because my airbrush is in the way. And actually, I'm not actually spraying in the air booth right now. I'm trying to get this so you guys can see it. So that's my second coat. I'm going to let that sit for a few seconds. I'm going to let it tack up. And with the Plamo paints, it's not usually not till like the fourth coat that it looks like the paint's actually covered the primer. It's that thin. This is Mr. Color paint. I would do a tacky coat and then 2 wet coats and it'd be done. So the pigment in the Plamo color is very, very little. There's an advantage of that because it forces you to put on light coats or lighter coats. I do it wet, but it slicks out really, really smooth. Now we're going to go ahead and put on a third coat, and now it's starting to look like it's actually starting to cover decently. Not sure if this is showing up or not, but try to get down lower. That's the third coat. And we're going to let that tack up a little bit and blow some air on it. Not sure. Again, hopefully this is showing up in camera. I can never tell. I really need to invest in some lights and a camera. If I'm going to keep doing videos like this, I really need to invest some money in the proper equipment. So I get a lot of requests for videos, but I think my videos are sucky. The production value is very low. I wish I did more videos. The thing is, when I get working on a kit, I just go. I don't think about stopping to take time to make a video because I kind of get in, I call it go mode, and that means I just kind of get focused in on working on it, and my mind is working on what I'm doing and what I'm going to do next, so I just go, and I really don't ever think to stop, oh, I should do a video of this. Alright, so I'm going to do the next coat. And on these pieces, I'm making sure I'm getting the inside really, really well because you will be able to see parts of it once they're on the leg. One thing Utopia Cast did with this kit is they widened the armors that go on the legs, so they're a lot wider than the SMS and the Neo Grade kit. So you actually see more of the internal leg. So I'm going to just follow this up with a second wet coat right after. I'm not going to let it get tacky because it's covering pretty well now. And then that'll allow the paint to really slick out and smooth itself out. So I'm always trying to get my paint as smooth as possible. It just makes everything that much easier in the future. So that part's done. So that's the process to laying this color down. So I won't do any more because that's kind of boring. But so my goal tonight is to get all this green sprayed and then that's it. And then I'll come back tomorrow and I'll start picking up areas. I'll see if that color is the right color for the mid-tone. And the way it's drying down, it looks like it's going to work. The highlight color is actually be Mr. Color yellow-green, and this is a pretty bright green in comparison. So it'll be a really nice contrast. It's pretty bright. And then the dark tone is more likely to be Mr. Color number 129, which they call it dark green. And this is kind of similar to what's on my Kyshatria. My Kyshatria actually has a custom mix of this and some other colors, but this is pretty close. So it'll be a real nice contrasty three-tone green color scheme on it. But so that's it for this video. The next one I'll show you some masking again. I'll go over my masking techniques and stuff like that. But as always, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was a little helpful on how I kind of spray again. And we'll catch you guys the next time. It's Mrozek, aka MVM397, signing out. Bye.